Val, after all these years, I'm still loving it, watching it on Triple One Hits. How do you feel after all these years when you hear clips like those?
Well, that's the very last scene I ever shot, of course, and the crew, who were so wonderful to me and frankly taught me everything I know about working in front of cameras, actually had the schedule altered and changed to make sure that that is the very last scene I shot of the last day of the week when I left.
I loved you in Prisoner. You were my favourite cast member, as well as Maggie Kirkpatrick. But why did you decide to leave Prisoner? Was it the first time you decided, I've had enough, I want to go?
Yeah, really. I mean, there was a producer who was making life difficult for me, and I thought, I'm not enjoying this anymore. And also, I think that the same conflicts that the character was facing over and over again, there was nothing fresh happening for Bea. I thought she was a bit of a sucked orange, so I quit.
Did you ever regret that decision, or were you happy that you did move on?
I only regretted the money. When I think about it and think back now and think, my God, you know, it was 1983 and I walked away from a salary of more than $100,000 a year.
Does it ever amaze you still? I know I'm watching it on Triple One Hits, that Prisoner, after 32, 33 years, it's still rating very well. People still love it everywhere in the world?
Yes, and with it being that replay on Foxtel, I think it's pretty well outrating anything that's on at the same time. And I guess that's possibly because the conflicts that were shown in the show, and the issues that were suffered by women, mostly incest, murder, rape, all that sort of thing, they don't change. They don't date.
I have to agree with you.
So the show still goes on and is understood by everybody.
I actually agree with you. I reckon they're non-dated. The topics that you talk about in Prisoner, like the prostitution, the child abuse, all those things are still current and they haven't been resolved in society. And in some cases, it's more important these days than it was then. And it's still popular.
Indeed, and drug abuse too, of course.
Yes, you're 100% right. Bea, what have you been doing since Prisoner? Because I know you've been over to the UK and you've been doing pantomime and other stuff. How have you been busy?
Oh, I've just recently been doing some personal appearances stuff in England, actually. And on the way home, I took a week off and had a look at Angkor Wat in Cambodia and all the other temples in that area. I had a lovely time. But before I went overseas, I did a guest role in a new ABC 6x1.5 hour episode comedy with Barry Crocker called Strange Calls. It hasn't gone to air yet, but it will shortly, I assume.
Do you...
And apart from that, not a lot, really. There's not a lot of work for actresses my age. There seems to be a lot more work for actors my age, actually.
Hey, you know, Val, I think you're wrong there. I reckon you should approach the Neighbours producers, because Colette Mann's just started on Neighbours. I reckon there's a role for you to run the bar, or maybe they should open a laundry. Would you ever consider that?
I've had my agent approach them more than once, that they don't seem to be, this latest bit interested in never using me again.
It is such a shame, because I think Australians love you. I know I've seen you on a current affair with a couple of issues where you've had with an issue with a friend of yours that you actually went to court over, and there was another case a couple of weeks ago where you were talking about the unemployed on the island that you live. Oh
yes, indeed. I've been talking about that sort of thing. Very negative show done about the islands in which I live whilst I was away. So when I was approached about doing another interview, I thought perhaps we might amend that a bit.
Yes. Now, Val, I was lucky enough to go to Melbourne last year for the reunion. They had a prisoner function, a fundraiser, and you were there, and I thought it was fantastic to see so many cast members. Did you enjoy that reunion?
I thought that reunion was a bit crowded, actually.
So did I.
And I worked my derriere off, I have to say. I was flat out signing autographs and being posing for photographs. So I didn't really enjoy it as much as I might have.
I have to say I thought it was a bit disorganised, but you're organising an event. Tell us about this one.
Well, this is called The Governor, the Screw and the Top Dog, and it's in Sydney on August the 12th at a fabulous venue, which will not be divulged to anybody until they book tickets, but it's a very good one in a very prestigious, upmarket and historic one in Sydney. And for the price of entry, which will be $200, you get to meet, greet and mingle with 3 of the original cast members. That's Fiona Spence, and Patsy King and me, and ask questions about the show, learn about, what we thought about it, and we, gossip about it, take photographs of us, get our autographs and that sort of thing. And there'll be a charity auction as well with a sale of official photographs, and the proceeds of all the charity auction and photographs goes to Positive Women, which is my nominated charity for women with HIV and AIDS. And anybody who is interested in it should have a look at my website, which is www.val-lehman.com. And if they're interested in booking, then go to admin@val-lehman.com.
Yep, we'll have all those details even on our website. It's there now at thecouch.com.au for those people who didn't get Val's details. And you can click on that and all the details are there that link you into Val's website as well. Val, do you catch up with a lot of the ex-prisoner people? Do you still have a lot of friendship there?
Yeah, the people that I see most often are probably Amanda Muggleton, and Carol Burns doesn't live too far from me. I run into her every now and then. And, I see Colette sometimes, and or Jane Clifton. Yeah,
oh, wow.
Yeah, I still, and Betty Bobbitt.
Oh, look, they're all fantastic cast members and friends of yours. Tell me
and
the
Fiona
new...
Spence too.
Fiona Spence, which is, of course, Vera Bennett, or Vinegar Tits.
That's right.
Now tell me, the new prisoner that's coming up, have you heard of Wentworth that's been remade on Foxtel for Channel W?
Yeah, I've heard a bit about it. Apparently it's a prequel. It will be starting 10 years before our show started. So B is a young, much younger person coming into the prison for the first time.
And I've heard that you've asked maybe to be involved in the new series, maybe as the governor?
Yeah, and I've been told that they'll be using absolutely none of the original cast members, at least in the first season anyway.
Oh, that's a shame, isn't it?
Well, I think it's very short-sighted, frankly, and what I would suggest is if the fans would really like to see me in a role, they ought to get in touch with Foxtel or Fremantle Media and say so.
You know what? The way B was going, if you were still alive, you'd probably still be at Wentworth anyway.
No, Wentworth got burnt down. She was
I
killed.
heard about that. That's how you ended. But you never know. They could have got the wrong body. Val, once again, let's recap. We've got the event on the 12th of August. $200 a ticket. Tell us about it again, just quickly.
12th of August in Sydney, $200 a person with Fiona Spence, Patsy King and me. That's the governor, the screw and the top dog. And it goes from 2 until 5. Fabulous venue, champagne and high tea with 3 original cast members, auction, get your photographs taken with us, have our autograph and all that sort of stuff.
And how many people are you able to cater for?
We'll be absolutely capping it at 200.
200. So people need to be moving quite quickly because I know I've got.
It's a very big venue, though.
Beautiful. Sounds fantastic. I look forward to meeting you again in Sydney in August. Thank you very much for giving us your time today. We love you on Prisoner. I still love you from Prisoner. I think you're one of my favourite actors and you're a really nice person. I hope you're back on Neighbours or Wentworth very, very soon. But I'll look forward to seeing you at the function in August.
Fabulous. I look forward to seeing you too, and thank you very much for it. Lovely to chat to you.